Rancher bought a ghost town for $100 and discovered a family still living there. Cole Matthews sat in his old hover truck, staring at the screen that showed a list of abandoned properties for sale. Most of them were worthless, burnt-out shacks on barren planets or mining towns abandoned decades ago. But one listing caught his eye. Ghost Town, $100, Outer Rim Desert Planet. He laughed softly, shaking his head. $100? That's less than I spend on protein bars in a month. Cole was a rancher by trade, managing herds of bioengineered livestock on a nearby plateau. He wasn't looking for adventure, but the idea of owning a whole town for 100 credits was too strange to resist. Curiosity more than practicality nudged him forward. The auction was simple. He tapped his ID pad and placed the bid. No one else responded. Within seconds, the system beeped. The town was his. "Congratulations, Mr. Matthews," the automated voice said. "Ghost Town is now under your ownership." Cole smiled. $100 for a town. He shook his head again. "Only me, huh? Let's see what's so ghostly about it." 2 days later, Cole approached the ghost town. The desert sun scorched the orange sands, and the wind blew dust across cracked wooden signs. The town looked exactly as the listing had described. Abandoned, with boarded-up buildings, old rusty signs, and a silence that felt almost alive. He parked his hover truck near the old saloon. The building leaned slightly to one side, its neon letters flickering weakly in the wind. Most of the windows were broken, and the swinging doors creaked even without a breeze. Cole stepped down from the truck and ran his gloved hand along the wooden counter of the saloon's front porch. The wood was rough, splintered, and dusty. "This place really is empty," he muttered. Not a soul for miles. He started walking through the streets, his boots kicking up small clouds of dust. The houses, the general store, the old blacksmith shop, they were all silent, abandoned shells. Yet, as he walked, he noticed small details that didn't fit with a completely empty town. A rocking chair gently swayed on a porch as if someone had just left it. A faint smell of fresh bread lingered in the air. He frowned. Who else could be here? He asked aloud. He went to the saloon first, pushing the swinging doors open. Inside, the air was dry but not musty. Dust floated in thin beams of sunlight. Old bottles lined the shelves, most broken or covered in layers of dirt. Cole walked to the bar, running his fingers along the counter. Then he heard it. Soft laughter. Cole froze. The sound came from the back of the saloon, faint but unmistakable. It was high-pitched, like a child's laughter, but full of warmth. He spun around, scanning the room. There was no one. Only broken chairs and shattered tables. "Must be my imagination," he muttered, though his voice sounded hollow. He explored the town more carefully, moving past the general store and into a small alley. Shadows stretched long across the walls, distorted by the setting sun. And then he saw it. Footprints. Barefoot prints in the dust, small ones, leading toward the old church at the edge of town. Cole crouched, brushing some dust aside. They were fresh. Very fresh. His mind raced. Someone is living here. After all these years? He followed the footprints carefully. They led him to a small house at the far end of the town. The door was slightly ajar and faint smoke rose from the chimney. Cole stopped. This was no ordinary ghost town. Someone, or some family, was here. He called out softly. "Hello? Anyone home?" Only the wind whistled through broken shutters. Cole considered retreating, but something kept him rooted. His curiosity was stronger than caution. He stepped onto the porch, his boots creaking against the wood. Inside, he saw signs of life. A small fire burned in the stove, a kettle hung above it, and on the table were dishes with remnants of a meal. He swallowed. Whoever lived here had survived alone in this abandoned town for who knew how long. Cole tried the door fully, but it moved only slightly. He leaned his shoulder against it and pushed harder. It opened with a groan, revealing the dim interior of the house. The furniture was old but cared for. There were simple decorations, hand-sewn curtains, a small collection of books, and a few potted plants thriving against all odds. He stepped inside slowly. "I don't mean any harm. I just bought this town," he said. There was movement in the corner. A shadow shifted. A figure stepped forward. A woman, tall and thin, with silver-streaked hair and wary eyes. Behind her, he noticed a boy and a girl peeking from behind a doorway. The family had survived in complete secrecy, relying on abandoned tech, makeshift tools, and each other. Cole raised his hands. "I'm not here to take anything from you. I just wanted to see the town I bought." The woman studied him carefully. Then she spoke, her voice calm but cautious. "Who are you?" "Cole Matthews, rancher." "I guess new owner?" He offered a small smile, trying to appear friendly. She didn't smile back, but her eyes softened slightly. "Owner, huh? You know this place isn't for sale in any real sense. We've lived here for years. You just bought the dust and the walls." Cole nodded, feeling a strange mix of embarrassment and fascination. "I didn't expect anyone to be here, but I'm glad I found you. I didn't want to disturb anyone, honestly." The woman tilted her head, studying him. Then she gestured for him to sit at the table. Cole hesitated, but finally obeyed. The children peeked around her legs, curiosity in their eyes. Cole noticed how healthy they looked despite the isolation, how clever their eyes were, scanning him like small detectives. "You need to understand," the woman said finally. "We aren't ghosts. We live. We survive. In this town, it has its own life. It protects us in ways outsiders wouldn't understand." Cole listened, captivated. The town had secrets he couldn't yet see. Strange energy readings he'd noticed from his hover truck scanner earlier now made sense. The town wasn't just abandoned. It was alive in a strange, almost mechanical way, kept safe by old robotic systems left from the miners who once lived here. Night fell quickly in the desert. Cole stayed to talk with the family. They shared food, a simple stew, baked bread, and fresh water from a hidden well. He told them about the plateau and his ranch, the livestock, the harsh weather. They shared stories, too, of the mining disaster decades ago, of surviving when the world thought they were dead, and of raising children in solitude. Cole realized he was witnessing something rare. Not just survival, but a quiet strength, a hidden life thriving where no one expected it. As he prepared to leave, the woman's voice stopped him. "If you come back tomorrow, bring respect for our home and curiosity," she said with a faint smile. "Not fear. This town is strange, but it isn't dangerous. Not to those who care." Cole nodded. He stepped outside into the cool night air, looking back at the flickering lights in the windows. A wind gusted across the desert, carrying the faint sound of laughter and the scent of burning wood. He felt a thrill of discovery, something he hadn't felt in years of ranching. "This," he muttered to himself, "is going to be interesting." He climbed into his hover truck, taking one last look at the ghost town. It wasn't empty. It wasn't dead. And he knew, somehow, that this town and the family living in it would change his life forever. As he drove back across the orange dunes, the first stars appeared in the darkening sky. He smiled, thinking of tomorrow, of exploring more of the town, and of learning its secrets. He didn't know it yet, but the $100 he spent today would be the start of a story he would never forget. The next morning, Cole woke up before sunrise. He felt restless, like a kid on the first day of a new adventure. He grabbed a small bag with supplies, water, some rations from his truck, and his portable scanner, and headed back to the ghost town. The desert was calm, the sand glowing pink and gold as the sun began to rise. Cole's hover truck hummed softly across the dunes, leaving a trail of dust behind him. When he reached the town, he parked near the saloon again, but this time he didn't rush in. He stopped for a moment, letting the silence wash over him. The wind carried whispers from the broken buildings, almost as if the town itself was alive and watching. He stepped out carefully, boots crunching against the sand, and walked toward the house where he had met the family last night. He saw movement inside. A thin curtain fluttered, and a small shadow appeared. "Good morning," Cole called softly, hoping not to startle them. The woman from yesterday, her silver-streaked hair tied neatly in a braid, stepped outside. Her eyes, sharp yet kind, studied him. "You're early," she said, her voice calm. "Couldn't sleep," Cole admitted with a small grin. "Figured I'd come and see more of the town." She nodded slowly. "If you want to learn, be careful. The town has its ways." Cole's curiosity spiked. "Ways? What do you mean?" She hesitated, then gestured for him to follow. "You'll see soon enough." They walked through the narrow sandy streets, past buildings that looked abandoned from the outside but held signs of life within. Cole noticed subtle changes. The saloon doors were no longer swinging alone, and faint lights glowed from the general store windows. Something strange was happening. As they approached the blacksmith shop, the woman stopped. "Wait here," she whispered. Cole waited, scanning the building with his scanner. It beeped faintly, picking up unusual energy readings. The shop looked empty, dusty, and abandoned, but the readings suggested hidden power sources. "Inside," she said, motioning for him to enter. Cole stepped in carefully. The interior was filled with strange machinery, old mining tools fused with futuristic panels, wires glowing faintly and small robotic helpers hovering quietly near the walls. They seemed almost alive, moving subtly as if aware of his presence. "Those are the town's guardians," the woman explained. "The miners left them behind long ago. They protect the town and its people. They won't harm you if you don't harm the town." Cole was fascinated. "They're robots?" "Yes," she said, "but more than that. They adapt, learn, and remember. They've kept us alive when we had no one else." Cole reached out and touched a small robotic hand. It emitted a soft hum but didn't move. "Incredible," he whispered. The woman introduced the family properly. Her name was Mara, and the two children were Elia, a curious 12-year-old girl, and Tobin, a quiet 10-year-old boy. Mara explained that they had lived in secrecy for years, hiding from the world that believed the town had been destroyed in a mining accident decades ago. "We survived on what was left behind," Mara said, "and on each other. The town gave us what we needed. We learned how to grow food, repair old machines, and live quietly." Cole listened, amazed. "You've really made a home here, haven't you?" Mara nodded. "Yes, but there are secrets. Things even the scanners can't fully explain. The town has energy, old mining tech fused with some quantum devices we never fully understood. It protects us. Sometimes it even reacts." Cole raised an eyebrow. "Reacts?" "Sometimes," Mara said softly. "The town seems aware. It can guide us, warn us, or hide us when danger comes, but it's unpredictable. We respect it, and it respects us. Most outsiders would never survive." Cole looked around, noticing small details he had missed before. The faint hum from the walls, the soft glow from the old neon signs that now pulsed faintly, almost like a heartbeat. The town was alive, and he had just stepped into its pulse. Over the next few hours, Cole explored the town with Mara and the children. They showed him their small garden behind the church, where tomatoes and herbs thrived despite the harsh desert climate. They led him to the water well, a hidden underground reservoir that provided fresh water from a long-abandoned aquifer. Elia ran ahead, pointing out small robotic helpers that carried tiny buckets, repaired fences, and even played simple games with her. Tobin, quieter but just as observant, explained how they repaired broken machinery using old parts scavenged from the town. Cole couldn't help but admire them. They were survivors, clever and resourceful, making a life where no one else could. As the day went on, Cole and Mara entered the town's old mining office. There, among dusty ledgers and faded maps, he discovered something extraordinary, a small glowing cube connected to wires and old machinery. The scanner beeped wildly when he approached. "What's that?" Cole asked. Mara's face turned serious. "That is the heart of the town. It's a quantum device left by the miners. We've never fully understood it. It powers the Guardians, protects the town, and sometimes shows visions of the past, but we never touch it. Not fully. Only the town knows when it's safe." Cole stepped closer, feeling the cube's warmth. It pulsed like a heartbeat, brightening and dimming as if alive. He reached out, then hesitated. Mara put a hand on his shoulder. "Don't," she warned gently. "It's not for outsiders. Not yet." Cole nodded reluctantly. He could feel the power, the mystery, the possibility of discovery. But he knew respecting the town and its secrets came first. By evening, the family invited Cole to stay for a simple meal in their home. They shared stories over roasted vegetables and fresh bread, laughing softly as the sun set and the desert sky turned dark blue. For the first time, Cole felt the town's strange energy as comfort, not fear. The small robotic helpers hovered quietly, observing but never interrupting. After dinner, Mara let him outside. The town looked different in the evening light. The faint glow from the signs and machines made the streets shimmer. Shadows danced and the air hummed softly with energy. Cole felt a chill run down his spine. Not from fear, but from awe. "You see it now, don't you?" Mara asked quietly. "The town is alive, and it watches us. Protects us. Guides us, but only if we respect it." Cole nodded. "I see it, and I understand why you've stayed hidden here all these years." Mara smiled faintly. "It's a quiet life. Safe, but lonely. The world outside has forgotten us, and most would never understand the town." Cole looked around, thinking. He realized he wanted to understand. He wanted to help. And somehow he wanted to be a part of this strange, secret life. As night deepened, Cole finally left the house and walked back to his hover truck. He paused on the porch, looking at the town. The glow from the buildings pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat in the darkness. He felt a strange pull, a connection he couldn't explain. He climbed into the truck and started the engine. The desert was quiet, the stars shining bright overhead. But even as he drove away, Cole knew this wasn't the end of his discovery. The ghost town had secrets yet to reveal, and the family living here had stories yet to share. And somewhere deep inside he felt it. This town, this family, this strange life was only the beginning. Cole woke up to the sound of wind whispering through the desert. The town lay ahead, quiet yet alive, with faint glows and humming machines. He felt a strange mix of excitement and caution. After yesterday's discoveries, he knew there was more to the ghost town than any map or record could explain. He packed a few supplies and headed back, eager to see Mara and the children. As he walked through the streets, he noticed subtle changes. The small robotic helpers were active, moving carefully along the cracked sidewalks and wooden porches. The faint neon lights pulsed in rhythm, casting a soft glow across the sand. The town was alive, yes, but it was also watching, waiting, like it knew he had returned. Cole found Mara and the children in the small garden behind the church. Elia was watering tomatoes and Tobin was tinkering with a small drone-like robot. Mara smiled when she saw him. "You're here early again," she said, her eyes twinkling. "I wanted to learn more," Cole admitted. "I feel like there's something I haven't seen yet. Something the town wants me to see." Mara nodded slowly. "You might be right. The town is patient. It reveals itself only when it trusts." Cole crouched beside Elia and Tobin, watching them work with the robotic helpers. The children moved with confidence and ease, repairing and programming the machines. Cole realized how skilled they were. Years of survival and necessity had made them clever engineers without even realizing it. "You've built quite a system here," Cole said, impressed. Tobin looked up shyly. "It helps keep the town safe. Sometimes it hides us when strangers come. Sometimes it repairs broken machines on its own," Elia added proudly. "And it can even give visions." Mara said it shows glimpses of the past if you know how to ask. Cole's eyes widened. "Visions of the past?" Mara gestured for him to follow. They entered the mining office, where the glowing quantum cube rested. Cole felt a pull, almost magnetic. The cube pulsed softly, and a faint humming filled the room. "The town protects this," Mara explained. "It can reveal things, but only to those it trusts. It's why we've survived. But outsiders cannot use it safely." Cole nodded, respecting her warning. Still, he couldn't help but feel the town was testing him. He studied the cube carefully, noticing tiny engravings and patterns that seemed to shift in the glow. Hours passed as Cole explored further with Mara. It checked old buildings, repaired small machines, and mapped out the hidden corners of the town. With every step, Cole felt more connected. He realized the town wasn't just a place, it was a living system, a symbiosis between the people and the machines. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the desert, a sudden vibration ran through the ground. Cole froze. The robotic helpers stopped moving, their glowing eyes scanning the horizon. Mara tensed. "What is it?" Cole asked. She didn't answer immediately. Then she whispered, "Trouble. Outsiders. They've found us." Cole felt a chill. "Who?" "Land speculators," Mara said grimly. "They've been tracking abandoned settlements with valuable resources. They think they can take this town for themselves. They don't know the secrets, but they know there's worth here." Cole clenched his fists. "Not on my watch." Mara studied him carefully. "You can help, but only if you follow the town's rules. It's not just about fighting outsiders. The town has its own ways of protecting us. We must respect them." Cole nodded. "I understand." Night fell and the desert was silent except for the soft hum of machines. Cole and Mara gathered in the church to discuss their plan. The children slept nearby, exhausted from the day's work. "We need to make the town appear empty, harmless," Mara said. "The speculators must not realize we live here, but we can also use the town's machines to defend ourselves if necessary." Cole studied the maps and the layout. He noticed small tunnels and hidden rooms he hadn't seen before. "These could be used to move silently," he said, "and some of the robots could be repositioned as deterrents." Mara nodded. "Exactly. But remember, the town itself can act. We just need to guide it without forcing it." Cole felt a thrill of excitement. This wasn't just ranching anymore. It was strategy, survival, and mystery combined. Over the next few days, Cole worked closely with Mara and the children. He learned to repair broken machines, activate hidden panels, and interpret the subtle signals of the town. He even earned the trust of the robotic helpers, who responded to him cautiously at first but soon accepted his presence. As they worked, the bond between Cole and the family strengthened. They shared meals, stories, and quiet moments under the desert stars. Cole admired their resilience, their cleverness, and the way they had made life in a ghost town not just possible but meaningful. One evening, while repairing an old neon sign, Cole asked Mara about her past. "Didn't you ever want to leave?" Mara's eyes softened. "Sometimes. But this town, it chose us. We belong here. Leaving would mean losing everything we've built." Cole nodded. "I think I understand now, and I want to help protect it no matter what." Mara smiled faintly. "Then perhaps you truly belong here too." But their calm was short-lived. One afternoon, while Cole and Tobin checked the water well, they noticed movement on the distant dunes. Dust clouds rose from the horizon, and the faint outline of hover trucks appeared. Cole squinted. "Speculators," he muttered. Tobin's eyes widened. "They've found us?" Cole nodded. "Yes. But the town will help. Stay calm." They ran back to the house, alerting Mara and Elia. The robotic helpers activated automatically, moving to strategic positions. Lights flickered across the town, and subtle vibrations ran through the ground. Cole realized the town was aware of the threat. It was alive, reacting without words. Mara took Cole's arm. "We must guide it, not fight blindly. The town knows what to do." Cole nodded. He felt the pulse of energy beneath his feet, the soft hum of the robots and the subtle shifts in the buildings. Every step, every signal, every flicker of light was a part of the town's defense. The speculators' hover trucks approached, scanning the town with sensors. Cole and Mara stayed hidden, guiding the town's automated defenses. Drones and small machines moved into sight, creating illusions of a busy, inhabited settlement. Lights flickered in strategic buildings, shadows moved in the windows, and sudden gusts of dust made the horizon appear alive with movement. The speculators hesitated, unsure of what they were seeing. "This place, it's active," one muttered. "Is someone here?" Cole grinned under his breath. "The town is smarter than you think." The speculators retreated cautiously, thinking the town was either inhabited by more people than they expected or protected by unknown systems. Cole and Mara watched from their hiding spot, knowing they had won. For now. That night, the family gathered in the church again. Cole looked at them, feeling a deep sense of respect and belonging. They had survived years of isolation, protected by the town and their cleverness. And now he was part of it. Mara placed a hand on his shoulder. "You've proven yourself. You understand the town and you've earned its trust." Cole smiled. "I feel like I've found a second home, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep it safe." The children smiled, sleepy but happy, as the town glowed softly around them. The robotic helpers moved quietly, almost like sentinels. Cole realized the ghost town was more than a place. It was a living, breathing guardian of a family who had survived against all odds. As he lay down to sleep that night, Cole thought about the speculators, the town's secrets, and the bond he had formed with Mara and the children. He knew challenges were coming, but for the first time in years he felt ready. The ghost town had chosen him as much as he had chosen it. And for the first time, Cole understood something very important. This town, these people, and its secrets were worth more than any $100 he had ever spent. The desert sun rose slowly, casting a warm golden glow over the ghost town. Cole stepped outside his small tent, feeling the soft pulse of the town beneath his boots. The previous days had been full of discoveries, strange energy readings, and the thrill of survival. Now there was a sense of calm. Temporary, perhaps, but real. Cole glanced toward Mara's house, where she and the children were already up, tending to the small garden behind the church. The tomatoes glistened with dew. The robotic helpers hovered quietly, and the faint hum of energy from the town's systems created a soft, comforting rhythm. Cole smiled. This town, abandoned to most, was alive and full of hope. He walked over to Mara, who looked up from pruning the plants. "Morning, Cole," she said, her voice calm but kind. "Morning," he replied. "I think the town likes the sun, too. It seems happier today." Mara chuckled softly. "Perhaps it knows something we don't. Or perhaps it's happy that we are safe for now." Cole nodded. The threat of the speculators had passed, at least for the moment, but he knew it wouldn't be long before someone else came looking. The town's secrets were valuable, and the outside world would never truly leave them alone. Over breakfast, the family and Cole discussed plans for the town. Cole suggested repairing some of the older buildings and restoring parts of the infrastructure. "If we strengthen the town," he said, "it will be safer, and we can better control who sees it or not." Mara agreed. "We can use what we have wisely. The town itself will guide us. It has always done so." The children, excited by the idea, helped with cleaning and repairing broken equipment. Tobin worked with small circuits and gears, while Elia arranged plants and small decorations. Cole watched them, amazed at how much life and intelligence could thrive in such isolation. That afternoon, Cole decided to explore one of the hidden tunnels beneath the town. Mara warned him that these tunnels were old, unstable in places, and part of the town's secret defense system. Still, Cole felt drawn to them, curious to understand more. He entered the tunnel carefully, the walls glowing faintly with energy lines from the town's hidden systems. As he walked, he noticed old control panels and screens flickering to life, seemingly reacting to his presence. The pulse of the town grew stronger, guiding him deeper into the underground labyrinth. At the heart of the tunnels, Cole found a large chamber. The quantum cube that powered the town's systems rested here. Bigger and more intricate than he had imagined, the cube pulsed with energy, sending waves of light across the walls. Tiny robotic helpers moved around it, maintaining its systems. Cole reached out, hesitating. Mara's warning echoed in his mind, but he could feel the town inviting him, testing his trust. Slowly, he placed his hand near the cube. The chamber lit up, showing faint images, visions of the town's past. He saw miners working decades ago, setting up the robots, installing energy systems, and leaving behind a guardian meant to protect anyone who survived. He saw Mara's ancestors, quietly living and adapting after the mining accident, learning to work with the town's systems to stay safe. And then he saw the present, the family he had come to know, thriving with the town's help. Cole stepped back, awed. The town wasn't just alive, it had memory, awareness, and purpose. It had chosen this family, and now it seemed to accept him too. Returning above ground, Cole shared his discovery with Mara. The town, it's more than just machines. It remembers, protects, and even guides. I understand why you survived here for so long, Mara nodded. Yes, and now it seems it has accepted you as well. That is rare. Not many outsiders are trusted. Cole felt a surge of pride and responsibility. This town, this family, and its living system were now his concern as much as theirs. As the day faded into evening, distant dust clouds appeared on the horizon. Cole squinted. A new group of hover trucks approached, more speculators, bigger and faster than before. They had clearly returned with better equipment and stronger intentions. Cole turned to Mara. They're back, and they mean business. Mara's eyes were steady. We are ready. The town knows what to do. We will guide it, but we must remain calm. Cole and Mara led the children to a safe area inside the church. The robotic helpers activated fully, moving to strategic positions. Lights flickered across the town, shadows danced in the windows, and subtle vibrations ran through the streets. The town itself seemed to pulse with energy, reacting to the approaching threat. When the speculators reached the edge of the town, their scanners went haywire. Machines moved unpredictably, lights blinked on and off, and phantom sounds echoed from empty buildings. Dust swirled in patterns that confused sensors and human eyes alike. The town appeared alive and numerous, though only a few humans actually stood inside. The leader of the speculators cursed. What is this? It's like the town is alive. Cole stepped out briefly, confident. This town is not yours, he called. Leave now or you will regret it. The speculators hesitated, overwhelmed by the strange, coordinated defenses. Small robots flew from hiding spots, creating decoys, while the town's hum seemed to grow louder. Their scanners failed, their systems misread every movement, and finally, they retreated, unsure of the town's power. The family emerged from their hiding place after the danger passed. Mara smiled at Cole. You've done well. The town trusts you more than ever. Cole smiled back. No. We all did this together. The town helped, yes, but the family, that's what made it strong. Elia ran up to him, hugging his leg. You're part of the town now, Cole. You're one of us. Tobin nodded, a small smile on his face. Welcome home. Cole felt a warmth in his chest. For the first time in years, he felt complete, belonging somewhere, with people who mattered, and a living town that held secrets he now respected. Over the next few days, Cole and the family began restoring parts of the town. Broken buildings were repaired, gardens expanded, and the town's systems fine-tuned. Cole introduced small improvements, blending his ranching knowledge with the town's ancient technology. The town thrived like never before, alive with the careful cooperation of humans and machines. Mara confided in Cole one evening.
This town, it can do more than protect.
It can guide settlers, help them survive in harsh places, but only if they respect it.
Cole nodded thoughtfully. Then maybe we can help others one day.
Teach them to respect it, just like you taught me. The children laughed, excited by the idea of adventures yet to come. And Cole realized that this ghost town, once abandoned and forgotten, was now a sanctuary, not just for a family, but potentially for others who could learn from it. As the sun set, the town glowed softly under the desert sky. The neon signs flickered in gentle rhythm. Robotic helpers moved quietly along the streets, and the family gathered outside enjoying the warm evening. Cole stood with Mara, watching the children play.
"This is more than I imagined," Cole said. $100, and I found a home, a family, and a town alive with secrets.
Mara smiled. The town chose wisely, and so did you. Together, we can face whatever comes next. Cole looked out over the horizon, the desert stretching endlessly beyond. He knew that challenges would come, that outsiders might return, and that the town held more mysteries than they had yet uncovered. But he didn't feel fear. He felt ready. The ghost town, alive with energy filled with secrets and life, had found its new guardian. And Cole, once a wandering rancher, had found not only a home but a purpose. As night deepened, stars sparkled above the desert. The town pulsed gently with light and hum, a quiet reminder of life, survival, and hope. Cole smiled, knowing that this was only the beginning. The ghost town was alive. And so were they, all of them, together, ready for a future full of mystery, adventure, and belonging.